sad after knowing. So one of the girls says that she came to know that Anamika ma'am is leaving school. ঠিক আছে, অনামিকা ম্যাম স্কুল ছেড়ে চলে যাচ্ছে and she is upset about it. তার খুব মন খারাপ হচ্ছে এটা শুনে। আচ্ছা, she is my favorite teacher. I feel so sad too. I wish she didn't have to go. Right? So the other one says, yeah, she is my favorite teacher as well. আমারও উনি favorite teacher. তো আমারও খুব খারাপ লাগছে যে উনি চলে যাচ্ছেন স্কুল ছেড়ে। I wish উনার যদি না যাওয়াটাই হতো যদি। Right? Okay. So now what they think about? They think, I wonder how we will get to listen to her again. I will have to call her whenever I miss her. So one of them says that, okay, now I am upset and I'm wondering that how will I be in touch with her. আমি কিরকম ওনার সঙ্গে যোগাযোগটা রাখবো. Every time I miss her, maybe I will have to give her a call. Right? Okay. To this, the other one says, but our parents do not let us use their phones that much. That's a fact, right? Do your parents let you use your phones? Don't. Right? তোমার মা বাবারা কি তোমাদেরকে ফোন ব্যবহার করতে দেয় সেভাবে? দেয় না, ঠিক তো? তো বলছে যে our parents will not let us use their phones that much. Now what will we do in this situation? Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. You are right. তখন the other one says that yeah, you are right. মা বাবা তো ফোনও ইউজ করতে দেয় না। তা what should we do now? এখন আমরা কি করব? Now the one says, I have an idea. We can do one thing. Okay, আমরা একটা কাজ করতে পারি. We can do one thing. What is that? Let's see. She says, what? We are also excited to know what. What is the idea, right? Okay, so she says, we can write letters to her. If we take her address, we can send letters to her and tell her how we are doing, right? So they come upon the idea that they will write letters to their teacher, to Anamika ma'am, right? And through that letters, they can tell ma'am how they are feeling, how they are doing, and all the updates of their lives. Isn't it a good idea? Do you write letters? I don't think so. You write SMSs, right? Okay. So now let's see how to write letters. Okay. So okay. Before proceeding with the class, so let's take up the first question of the day. Let's see what do we have. So the question says, which part of a personal letter is it? So that means this particular part, yours faithfully, is which part of a personal letter? Personal letter এর কোন পার্টটার মধ্যে এই yours faithfully এর portionটা আসে? That is the question. I hope you understood the question. Questionটা বুঝেছো? Questionটার মধ্যে আসছে যে yours faithfully যে পার্টটা আমরা লেটারে মেনশন করি, ওই পার্টটা পার্সোনাল লেটারের কোন অংশটা, কোন জায়গাটাকে বলা হয়? Right? So you have four options in front of you. The first one is leave taking. Option B is subject, option C is salutation, and option D is complimentary clause. Right? So you understood the question and you have four options in front of you, right? So your time starts now. Give me your responses quickly. Okay? Go ahead and give me your responses. Look at the question carefully. Look at the options carefully and then proceed with your responses. Right? Okay. Now, go ahead and tell me. Proceed with your responses and tell me. All right. Okay. So, the correct answer is yes, option D. It's complementary clause. Why complementary clause? Because when we mention yours faithfully and then our name, that means we have concluded our letter. We are done saying whatever we wish to tell to the person that we are sending the letter, and with yours faithfully and our name and everything, we close the letter, we conclude the letter, right? So that's why that particular portion is called complementary clause. বুঝলে কেন কমপ্লিমেন্টারি ক্লোজ বলা হয়? কমপ্লিমেন্টারি ক্লোজ বলা হয় তার জন্য কারণ yours faithfully বলে আমরা আমাদের নামটা মেনশন করে লেটারটাকে শেষ করি। মানে এটার মানে হচ্ছে আমাদের যা বলার ছিল সে লেটারটা দিয়ে সেটা কিন্তু বলা শেষ হয়ে গেছে। ঠিক আছে? তাই ওটা দিয়ে আমরা শেষ করছি। তো তার জন্য এই পোরশনটাকে আমরা বলি কমপ্লিমেন্টারি ক্লোজ, দ্যাট ইজ অপশন ডি। Correct? Okay. So now let's move ahead and take up our letter writing class today again. Okay. So what did we see? We come to know that they have planned that they are going to write letters to Anamika ma'am. Right? Okay. Now, moreover, we can send her the drawings we do. She will love seeing them when we are away from her. So they also plan that they are going to send their drawings, their sketches, their paintings to Anamika ma'am, because ma'am would love to see them when she is not around, right? Okay, very good idea, I believe. Now she says, okay, so she is thinking about letters, means how to write letters and everything. So Bini says, Disha says, what an idea, Bini. I'm so happy. Let's go and take her address. So, the first important thing, the first important rule for writing a letter is that you need to have the address of the person to whom you are sending. Otherwise, you will write the letter. Letter তো লিখে ফেলবে, পাঠাবে কোথায়? পাঠানোর জন্য অ্যাড্রেস লাগবে তো। তো প্রথম কাজটা হচ্ছে যাকে তুমি লেটার পাঠাবে, to the person who you are going to send the letter, means the receiver of your letter, ওই পার্সনের অ্যাড্রেসটা তোমাকে জানতে হবে। ক্লিয়ার? ওকে। Now, so she says, let's go, hooray. Okay. Now, what do you see here? They are in a class, right? Just like you, তোমাদের মতোই ওরা ক্লাসে বসে আছে। Now, one of the girls says, ma'am, good morning. We got to know that you are leaving school. Okay? আমরা জানতে পারলাম যে আপনি স্কুল ছেড়ে যাচ্ছেন। The other one says, could you please give us your address? Okay, so they asked them, the students asked the teacher to give them her address, right? To which the teacher gave the address. So this is the address. It was a teacher address. What is the address? House number 23, Rajanipath, ABC Road, Guwahati, Assam. It was a teacher address, right? House number 23, Rajanipath, ABC Road, Guwahati, Assam. This is again another format. আমরা যখন অ্যাড্রেস লিখি তখন আমরা যদি প্রথমে লিখি গুয়াহাটি আসাম, তারপরে রজনীপাথ, তারপরে হাউস 23 ABC রোড, পুরো খিচুড়ি হচ্ছে না। তো কি করি আমরা ছোট পোরশন থেকে শুরু করি। প্রথমে আমরা হাউস নাম্বার থেকে শুরু করি। ওকে, we start with the house number first, that this is the house, then if you stay in a lane, then the name of the lane, okay, then the road on which the lane is, then the general address, যে কোন স্টেট, ঠিক আছে? Okay, so this is how. Now we can see that one of the students has written a letter. Hello ma'am, I know you miss us, ma'am. We miss you so much. Please come back. How is your new school? Please come and meet us soon. See my drawing now. Disha Devi. So this is a letter written to Anamika ma'am from Disha, right? Okay. Now you see, ma'am says, Disha, it is such a beautiful letter you have written. Your teacher will be really happy. You just need to make a few changes to make it look more interesting. ঠিক আছে? তো আগের যে লেটারটা আমরা দেখলাম, the letter that we just saw, this is a letter full of emotions, okay, full of Disha's emotions, whatever Disha wanted to tell her teacher. But do you think, is it the format, the proper format to write a letter? তোমার কি মনে হয় তুমি যেটা দেখলে সেটা কি একটা proper format কি সেটা লেটারটা লিখার? I don't think so, right? So let's come and see what is the exact format for writing the letter, okay? So you see, she says, okay ma, please tell me how to do it. Now Disha is seeking the help of her mother to help her to write the letter, right? Okay. Now, so before writing a letter, these are the things you should remember. So what are the main points or the golden rules that you need to remember before writing a letter, right? Okay. Let's see what are the rules. The first is greetings. Greetings. কি বলে তুমি greet করবে? কি বলে তুমি greet করবে, right? Next হচ্ছে precise and short. It is a letter, okay? So it's not an essay or a paragraph. So it's a letter, okay? A one-page standard letter. So whatever you wish to say in that letter, you have to be very precise, okay? Very short, brief, very apt. খুব কম শব্দতে তুমি যেটা বলতে চাও সেটা বুঝিয়ে দিতে হবে, okay? So precise and short, okay? Very apt, to the point, right? Okay. And forms of subscriptions. There are different forms of subscription. What is it? We will come to know. So that we have to remember, keep in mind while writing a letter, right? So these are the three more main important points, okay? So now let's take up the second question of the class. Let's see, what do we have? So which part of the letter is it? Which part of the letter is it? Means this is the part given to you. So which part of the letter is this? বুঝা গেল কোশ্চেনটা? কোশ্চেনটা বলছে কি, এই যে পার্টটা দেওয়া আছে 4th December 2018, এটা লেটারের কোন পার্টে পড়ছে বা এটাকে আমরা লেটারের কোন পার্টটা বলি, that you have to figure out through the options. Clear? I hope the question is clear. Okay, so you have four options in front of you. A, leave taking, B, subject, C, salutation, and D, date. Right? So your time starts, and now give me your responses. Which option do you think is the correct option? Which part of the letter is this? 4th December 2018. এটা লেটারের কোন পোরশনটা বোঝায়? Right? Okay, it's very easy. Look at the options carefully and it will be easier for you to find the answer, right? Okay, go ahead and tell me. All right. Okay, so what is the correct response? Of course, the correct response is option D, right? So it is date. 4th December 2018, this is the date, right? So this is the date portion of the letter. Clear? Okay. Now, let's move ahead and see what do we have next. So, this is the basic format or the skeleton to be precise for writing a letter. ঠিক আছে, প্রথমে বলবে address of the sender. Who is the sender? The one who is writing and sending the letter. Suppose I am writing the letter to my teacher, so I am the sender and my teacher is the receiver. বুঝলে, আমি লেটারটা লিখছি, আমি লেটারটা পাঠাবো, তাই আমি হলাম গিয়ে সেন্ডার, রাইট? আর আমার টিচার বা আমি টিচার হোক, মা বাবা হোক, বন্ধু হোক, যেই হোক, যাকে আমি চিঠিটা পাঠাচ্ছি, দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার পারসন ইজ দ্য রিসিভার। বুঝা গেলে? ওকে, তারপরে আফটার দ্য অ্যাড্রেস কামস দ্য ডেট। ওকে, অন উইচ ডেট ইউ আর রাইটিং দ্য লেটার, ডেটটা পড়ছে, any date, today's date. Okay, so the date on which you are writing the letter. Then comes the dear XYZ. You can say anything. If you're writing it to your friends, dear Binny, teacher to respected ma'am. So like this. Now, there should be three paragraphs mainly in a letter. What are the three paragraphs should be? The first paragraph should be ask how the person is doing. Okay. So we write it like this. I hope my letter finds you in good and sound health. I hope you are doing well in life. So, and asking the person how that particular person is doing. This is one. Second is main topic of the letter, the thing which you wish to write or wish to highlight through the letter. Suppose you have to share very important information that your results have been out, so you wish to inform your teacher. So the main topic of the letter, the main idea of the letter, the main subject of the letter should be there in the second paragraph. And the third paragraph should be concluding sentences. If suppose you are writing a leave application, the concluding sentence can be like, I hope that you will consider my situation and thanking you in anticipation of your kind cooperation. So this is how. So basically each and every letter has three main paragraphs, right? Okay. And then we end with yours lovingly, yours sincerely, with love, yours faithfully. Along with this, our name and address, right? So this is the basic skeleton of writing a letter. Now, let's move. Now, the mother says, Disha, will you be able to write it down now? So, the mother has given her the basic format, the basic skeleton, the basic structure of চিঠিটার, সেটা দিয়ে দিল মা। এখন বলছে যে তুমি কি এখন তাহলে লেটারটা লিখতে পারবে? To this, Disha says, okay ma, I will try to do that. ঠিক আছে? Okay, so she says that she will try to do that. Now you see she has written down a letter. Look at the letter very carefully. খুব ভালো করে প্রত্যেকটা লাইনগুলো দেখো। How she has mentioned house number 36, Baruwari, Ujan Bazar, Kokrajhar. Okay, so this is whose address? This is the sender's address, means this is Disha's address, right? Okay, so this is Disha's address, this particular address. Okay, so then after the address comes the date. Address এর পরে আসছে গিয়ে কি? Date. তারপর dearest ma'am, I hope you are doing fine. I am fine as well. I have been thinking of you since many days. That is why I am writing this letter. This time Parvina ma'am is teaching us English. She loves us very much, but we miss you. We miss the way we used to learn English through games. I know you cannot come back, but please come to our home someday. I hope you stay well and please do not forget to reply me. So can you demarcate the three paragraphs? তিনটা প্যারাগ্রাফের ডিভিশনটা বুঝতে পারছো, ধরতে পারছো কোথায় হচ্ছে? This is the first paragraph. ঠিক আছে, এখান থেকে এখানে অবধি আমরা বলতে পারি যে this is the first paragraph, যেখানে আমরা যাকে লেটার পাঠাচ্ছি, I am asking the well-being of that particular person. Okay, this can be considered to be the second paragraph, where I am mentioning my idea, or for the thing for which I've written down the letter, ওইটা আমি এখানে মেনশন করছি এই প্যারাগ্রাফটাতে। আর থার্ডটা হচ্ছে কনক্লুডিং প্যারাগ্রাফ, বুঝলে? So this you can consider it to be a division, and then ending with yours lovingly, Disha Devi. So now Disha thinks that now I have written a letter more and so now possibly ma'am will be happy to receive my letter. Now let's see what happens next. Before that, let's take up the third question of the day. Okay, so what is it? Where do we write the receiver's address in a personal letter? ঠিক আছে, ভালো করে দেখো কোশ্চেনটা বলছে where do we write the receiver's address? Who is the receiver? The person to whom you are sending the letter, যাকে তুমি চিঠিটা পাঠাচ্ছ, that particular person is the receiver. Where do we write the receiver's address in a personal letter? তো personal letter এ receiver's address আমরা কোথায় লিখি? Okay, that is the question to you. Is that clear? Okay, so you have four options in front of you. Option A at the end of the letter, option B in the middle of the letter, option C in the beginning of the letter, and option D in the body of the letter. Okay, so you have four options in front of you, and I hope you could understand the question. Alright, so your time starts now. Give me your responses. Okay, look at all the options carefully, look at the question carefully, and then respond to the question, right? Okay, all right, think and respond. চিন্তা করে উত্তর দাও, ভালো করে পড়ো, পোর্শনস গুলো পড়ো, কি কি অপশনস গুলো দিয়েছে ভালো করে পড়ো, পড়ে উত্তরটা দাও, right? Read the portions and then give the answer, right? Okay, so now those who have opted for option B and C, it's wrong. Okay, the correct option is option A. At the end of the letter, personal letter A, we write the receiver's address at the end of the letter. Now for people who have opted for option B and C, option B তে আছে কি in the middle of the letter. Middle of the letter এ আমরা অ্যাড্রেস লিখি? Middle of the letter এ তো আমরা অ্যাড্রেস লিখি না। Where do we write address in the middle of the letter? আমরা তো middle of the letter এর body of the letter টা লিখি, right? So option B is wrong, and option C beginning of the letter, beginning of the letter এ তো আমরা sender's address লিখি। Sender's address, আমি চিঠি পাঠাচ্ছি, তো আমি আমার অ্যাড্রেসটা beginning of the letter এ লিখব। I will write my address in the beginning of the letter. I am the sender. Okay, so the receiver's address, the person to whom I am sending the letter, that receiver, that particular person's address is written at the end of the letter. Letter এর সবচেয়ে নিচে, সবচেয়ে লাস্টে, right? So that's why option A is the correct option. Clear to you? Okay, so we move forward and let's see what do we have. So arrange the following parts of a letter. Okay, so arrange the following parts of a letter. So these are the four parts of a letter given to you. So now you have to arrange them. So you tell me which part will come first. কোন জায়গাটা প্রথমে আসবে বলো? প্রথমে কি আসবে? প্রথমে কি আসবে? প্রথমে আসবে dear পারমিতা, right? তারপরে কি আসবে? Which portion will come next? Okay, then it will be coming here. I hope you are doing well. This is number 2, and then okay, yours endearingly will come at number 3, and Partha will come at number 4, right? So let's look at the correct pattern. So this is it. So dear Paramita comes at the beginning. With dear Paramita, the letter starts, okay, means that is the body of the letter. Yours endearingly, okay, I hope you are doing well, and then comes Partho, right? So this is how the format of a letter is written. Now write a letter to your friend about an exhibition you have been recently. So এখানে তুমি একটু তোমার ফ্রেন্ডকে লেটার লিখবে about an exhibition that you have visited recently. একটা এক্সিবিশন যেটা তুমি রিসেন্টলি ভিজিট করেছো, ওটা সম্বন্ধে একটা letter তোমার ফ্রেন্ডকে লিখবে, right? Okay, now let's see how are you going to write. So first you are going to mention whose address is this. Agdala, Boihati, Chariali. This is mine address, my address, right? The person who is the sender, আমি যাকে চিঠিটা, আমি যে চিঠিটা লিখছি, আমি যে চিঠিটা পাঠাচ্ছি, আমার address. Now what is the letter that I have written? I am going to write about an exhibition that I have visited, right? So আমি কি লিখবো? Dear Konkita, I hope you are doing well. I was worried as I haven't heard from you for so long. I'm telling you about an exhibition that I recently visited. The oldest and the premier institution of our locality celebrated the Golden Jubilee with a 3-day long program on 13th, 14th, and 15th November with austerity on completion of its victorious 50 years. On this occasion, the exhibition subcommittee organized a science exhibition on the first day of the Golden Jubilee. Okay, about 20 groups of 12 schools participated and displayed their projects, models, and charts. Okay, the various science projects and models attracted the visitors and captured the limelight as the gathering of visitors being witnessed around them. So this is the body of the letter. Okay, then the exhibition was indeed a very promising one, and I hope that more such exhibitions would be held in the days to come, that I might enjoy with you. Convey my regards to your parents and affection to your sister. Okay, your loving friend Parveen. Now, what is the most important thing about a letter? That you have to maintain this margin. এই মার্জিনটা মেনটেন করে লিখতে হবে, ঠিক আছে? এই মার্জিন থেকে তুমি সরতে পারবে না, এই অ্যালাইনমেন্টটা মেনটেন করতে হবে, রাইট? সো দিস that I showed you is a format of a proper letter, right? Okay, now let's see what are these two girls thinking about. Disha and Bini are planning for a picnic. They are planning whom to ask for joining them. ঠিক আছে? So now Disha and Bini are planning for a picnic. They wish to go to a picnic, and now they are planning that whom should they ask for joining them. Okay, who else should join them? So one of them thinks, let us ask Sania to join. We shall write a letter to her. Okay, so now they are thinking that they will write a letter to Sania and ask her and invite her to join their picnic, right? Okay, now let's see what happens. So Udaygiri, Rongia, January 20, 2023. Okay, whose address is this? This is the address of Disha or Bini, whoever is writing the letter, the sender's address. Dearest Sania, how are you? I am well by the grace of Almighty. I hope that you are well at present. Today I want to tell you about a thing that would impress you in no time. I know that you are longing for visiting Tejpur, the historical place of Assam. It is a nice time and chance to visit this place of your interest. Our class teacher proposed that we should go for a picnic to Tejpur the following Sunday. According to him, it would be to kill two birds in one stone. We may visit the various relics and monuments at and around Tejpur, such as Padam Pankhuri, Chitralekha Park, Mahabhairavi Temple, Tejpur Mental Hospital, Kalia Bhomara Bridge, and so on. That is why all our classmates have readily agreed and decided to visit the place of our dreams. So I request you to accompany us to fulfill your longest desire. My friends and I shall be very glad to meet you. Thanking you. So this is how we write a letter. We first start with asking the person's well-being. কেমন আছো? How are you? I hope তুমি ভালো আছো. On that positive note, we start our letter. ওই positive note আমরা আমাদের লেটারটা স্টার্ট করি, যে এখন আমরা কি বলতে চাচ্ছি সেটাতে, ঠিক আছে? Your loving friend Bini Boro. So this is how we write a letter, right? Okay, so now let's move to the fourth question of the day. Let's see what do we have. Which part of the personal letter is it? I would like to hear from you at the earliest. Give my regards to your family. So, which part of the personal letter is it? Personal letter এর কোন পার্টটা হচ্ছে এই লাইনগুলো আর কি. These lines are mentioned in which part of a personal letter. That is what you have to tell me, right? So you have four options in front of you. A, leave taking, B, salutation, C, complimentary clause, or D, date, right? So look at the question carefully, look at the options, and then give me your responses, right? So your time starts now. So think carefully and give me your responses. I would like to hear from you at the earliest. Give my regards to your family. So it is which portion of a letter? Think and respond. Okay, ভালো করে পড়ো, চিন্তা করো, বোঝো, তারপর উত্তর দাও, right? Okay, so go ahead and tell me. All right, okay. Now, so those who have opted for options C and D, it's wrong. The correct option is option B. It's salutation. ঠিক আছে, option B টা correct, salutation. Why C and D are wrong? Let's look at D. Date. This is date. Is it a date that you see in front of you? এটা কি date? এটা তো date না. ডেট আমরা কিরকম লিখি? ডেট আমরা লিখি আজকের ডেটে সাপোজ 9th October 2023, ওকে 24th February 2023, দ্যাট ইজ ডেট। এটা কি ডেট নাকি? দিস ইজ নট a ডেট। সো অপশন ডি ইজ রং। এন্ড অপশন সি কমপ্লিমেন্টারি ক্লোজ। কমপ্লিমেন্টারি ক্লোজ আমরা কোন পোর্শনটাকে বলি? যখন আমরা yours faithfully, yours lovingly, with love, blah blah blah, so that is the complimentary clause. Complimentary clause, ক্লোজটা মনে রাখবে, when you are closing the letter, যখন লেটারটাকে তুমি কনক্লুড করছো, that is complimentary clause. So both options C and D are wrong. Option B, salutation, this is called salutation. Salutation part is the correct answer, right? Okay, what are the special tips? Let's look at the tips now. Where to write the receiver's address? Okay, who is the receiver? I told you receiver take, yes, the person to whom you are sending the letter, যাকে তুমি চিঠিটা পাঠাচ্ছো, that particular person is the receiver, right? Okay, so where to write the receiver's letter? Okay, in a box at the bottom, at the bottom of a letter, in a box, লেটারের শেষে একটা বক্সে you write the receiver's address, right? Okay, আর কি আছে? Okay, so let's take up this question and then we will move forward with the special tips. Now, which part of the personal letter is it? Okay, so what is it? This is an address in front of you, right? এটা তোমাদের সামনে একটা address, তো এই addressটা personal letter এর কোন পার্টটা? Which part is this, or you can call this part as which part of a personal letter, right? So again, you have four options: A, leave taking; B, salutation; C, complimentary clause; and D, sender's address. So your time starts. Look at the options carefully and then give me your responses. Options গুলো ভালো করে দেখো and তারপরে উত্তরটা দাও। ভালো করে মন দিয়ে উত্তরটা দাও। ভালো করে দেখো কি লেখা আছে। #12 মেইন রোড উলুবাড়ি, গুয়াহাটি 781001। এটা কি? What is this? Okay, out of the four options given to you, what is this? Okay, now go ahead and tell me. All right, okay, now I can see you have opted for option D. Many of you have opted for option D. Most of you opted for option D. So option D is the correct answer. Sender's address, এটা হচ্ছে sender's address. আমি sender, আমি যে চিঠিটা লিখছি বা চিঠিটা পাঠাচ্ছি, I am the sender, so this is my address. Okay, the few of you, those who have opted for option B and C, it's wrong. Again, this is not complimentary clause, neither it's salutation. So option D, sender's address, is the correct response to the question. Clear? Okay, now let's move forward and let's summarize. So what have we done in class today? আমরা আজকে ক্লাসে কি কি পড়লাম আর শিখলাম? আমরা ক্লাসে পড়লাম about writing letters. So we first saw the examples of Disha and Bini, two friends. One of their favorite teacher, Anamika ma'am, is about to leave school, and so they plan to start writing letters to her. Okay, first Disha writes a wrong letter. The emotions are correct. Correct, ওর কথাগুলো correct ছিল, কিন্তু লেটারের ফরম্যাটটা রং ছিল। Then we came to know about the proper format of the letter, right? And then after the format, so you remember that we looked at this particular thing, the letter given to her by her mother. Then the mother told her that she would teach her the proper format, right? So what was the format for the letter? Let's see, these are the important points. So before that, look at the format of the letter, which is very important. Format ta dekhte hobe. So how do we look at the format? So this is the format. So remember this format very carefully. এটা হচ্ছে format, the skeleton of writing a letter. ঠিক আছে, তো আমরা ক্লাস we looked at different examples of writing letters in different situations. Whenever you have to write a personal letter to a friend, for joining picnic, for inviting that particular friend to a picnic, but to a teacher asking about her well-being. Okay, so these are the different formats that we saw while checking out the letter, right? Okay, so now we will move to the summary section and let's give a quick summary. So letter to a friend. So first comes the sender's address, আমার address. I'm the sender. I'm writing the letter. I will send the letter. So I'm the sender. So my address. Then will come the date. ঠিক আছে, তারপরে আসলো date. তারপরে হচ্ছে এই dear XYZ দিয়ে first, second, third প্যারাগ্রাফটা, লেটারের ডিভিশনটা। প্রথমে হচ্ছে you ask about the well-being of the person. I hope this letter finds you in sound health. I hope you are doing well. I've written this letter to tell you this. So this is how you start your letter, the introduction. Then comes the main subject of the letter, the purpose for which you have decided that you will write the letter. So that particular purpose, that particular thing, and then will come the concluding sentences, right? And then with that we will come to the complimentary close, যেখানে আমরা yours lovingly, yours sincerely, yours faithfully, with love বলে আমাদের নিজেদের নামটা লিখে we will conclude the letter. ঠিক আছে? So this is the basic format, right? Okay, now let's see what do we have at exam corner. So this was an equation that came in 2016. What is the question? Write a letter to your friend telling him about your daily life. So this is again a personal letter. Next, write a letter to your friend telling him what you intend to do after HSLC exam. So these are personal letters to be written to friends, right? So we also have an assignment for you. What is it? Write a letter to your pen friend describing your daily routine during the lockdown period, right? So this is an assignment for you. So what you do is you remember the topic, go home and try to practice এই লেটারটা লেখার প্র্যাকটিস করতে পারো। Clear? Is that clear to you? Okay, what else assignment do we have for you? We have also have another letter to write to your friend congratulating him or her on his or her victory in an international gymnastics championship. So these are all assignments for you. You can go home and write, practice writing such letters that would enrich your capability of writing letters, right? Okay, so with this we come to our model value based questions of the day. As you know, we have a situation here and we try to solve this situation. So what is the question for the day? Let's look at it. So the question is, you have an unwanted guest at home who interferes in your daily activities and keeps suggesting you ideas which are unwelcoming to you. You are irritated, but you still behave decently as the person is your guest. Which moral virtue is exhibited by you in this situation? So did you understand the situation? So we have a situation here. এখানে একটা situation আছে। Situationটা কি? You have an unwanted guest at home who interferes in your daily activities. তো তোমার বাড়িতে একজন কেউ আছে unwanted guest, মানে যাকে তোমার ভালো লাগে না, তোমার একদমই পছন্দ না, কিন্তু সে তোমার বাড়িতে আছে। কি করবে আর? আছে আর। তো সে কি করে? সে তোমার প্রত্যেক দিনের ডেইলি রুটিনে তোমাকে শুধু বাধা দেয় কিছু না, যেমন এটা এরকম করলে ভালো, ওটা ওরকম করলে ভালো, সকালে উঠে প্রথমে চান করলে ভালো, তারপরে খেলে ভালো। তুমি হয়তো সকালে উঠে প্রথমে খেতে ভালোবাসো, তো তোমার ডেইলি রুটিনে তোমাকে কনস্ট্যান্টলি বাধা দিচ্ছে। তারপর কি করছে? আর তোমাকে এরকম এরকম সব আইডিয়াস এন্ড সাজেশনস দিচ্ছে যেগুলো তোমার মোটেও ভালো লাগছে না। হয়তো তোমাকে বলছে চুলটা এইভাবে আঁচড়ালে ভালো, ওইভাবে আঁচড়ালে তোমাকে বিচ্ছিরি লাগছে, হয়তো ব্যাগটা এইভাবে নিলে ভালো, ওইভাবে নিলে বাঁচড়ে লাগছে। তো তোমাকে এরকম আইডিয়াস গুলো দিচ্ছে যেগুলো তোমার শুনতে ভালো লাগছে না। তুমি কি করছো? ইউ আর ইরিটেটেড, ওকে, ইউ আর মোস্ট ইরিটেটেড এন্ড ডিসগাস্টেড, তোমার একদম মাথা মুন্ডু খারাপ হয়ে আছে। বাট ইউ স্টিল বিহেভ ডিসেন্টলি এজ দ্য পার্সন ইজ ইউর গেস্ট। বাট স্টিল তুমি কি করো? তুমি ভাবো যে আচ্ছা গেস্টই তো, কয়দিনের জন্য আছে, তো তাই তুমি মানে যতই তোমার খারাপ লাগুক, যতই তোমার রাগ উঠুক, তাও তুমি একটু ওর সঙ্গে মানে ভালো বিহেভটা করো আর কি, এটলিস্ট অ্যাপারেন্টলি। তো এই যে সিচুয়েশনটা আমি ডেসক্রাইব করলাম, দ্য সিচুয়েশন দ্যাট আই ডেসক্রাইবড ইন ফ্রন্ট অফ ইউ, in this particular situation, what is the moral virtue or which is the moral virtue which you exhibit? কোন নৈতিক গুণটা তুমি তোমার এই অ্যাপ্রোচের ধারা, এই বিহেভিয়ারের ধারা তুমি বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করছো বা দেখাচ্ছ, তাই তো? So you got the question, I hope. So you have four options in front of you: A, honesty; B, compassion; C, peace; and D, respect. Now I explain the situation to you. Okay, so now give me your responses and then we will discuss on the options, right? Okay, so প্রত্যেকে উত্তরটা দাও, তারপরে আমরা অপশনস গুলো ডিসকাস করব, রাইট? ওকে, আমি বলবো যে আমার কি মনে হয় যে এই সিচুয়েশনে কিরকম বিহেভ করা উচিত বা আমরা কি ভার্চু দেখাচ্ছি, রাইট? ওকে, very good. So go ahead, those who haven't responded, quickly give me your responses. All right, so which moral virtue do you exhibit in this particular situation, right? Okay, fine. All right, now, so those who have opted for option D, respect, that is the correct virtue. Respect টাই তো, রেসপেক্ট করছি বলেই তো তার জন্য আমাকে এত ইরিটেট করার পরে আমি তাকে কিছু বলছি না, মানে সামহাও একটা ম্যানেজ করে চলছে। So that is why option D is the correct option, respect. Since I'm respecting that particular person as my guest, that's why even I'm most uncomfortable by his presence and ideas, still I'm behaving decently with him because that is respect. Okay, those who opted for option A and C, honesty. What is honest to be here? তুমি তো এখানে honest না. If you are honest here, then you would have shown your disgusted behavior to your guest. But তুমি তো এখানে honest না. তার জন্য তুমি তোমার তোমার honest behavior টা তুমি দেখাচ্ছ না. তুমি তার সামনে pretend করছো, behave করছো properly. তার জন্য honest তো না. Right? So that's why honest is the wrong option. And why not option C? Peace. Peace কেন? এখানে কি শান্তি করবে তুমি? What kind of peace war that you are leading here? No. So option D, respect is the correct option. Clear? Okay. So with this, we come to the end of our class, to the last segment, that is the feedback question. Okay. So your time is on. Kindly give me your responses. While you respond, just quickly summarize. Let's recall whatever we have learned today. So we have learned about letter writing, the different formats for writing a letter, right? Uh, Writing personal letters, the format. Okay, we saw Disha and Binny writing letters to their teacher, to their friends for joining picnic, right? So we learnt about the format of writing a letter. Clear? Okay. So with this, we have come to the end of our class. I can see most of your everybody's response to be happy. All right. So we conclude our class here today. We will meet again very soon in our next class with a new topic. Till then, keep reading, keep learning.